salad fixing fights, beach salad reaching heights, beach salad with the works.
I've been bouncing on the sea, spinning in the spray, thirsty from the sea, so happy now. I've been playing in the park like children chasing birds, clumping through the clover field, sing along. I've been dancing in the dew, morning as it's way, sweeping out the cellar space. Everybody, I've met a woman in the haze, I don't recall her name, but heavens, what a pretty face, beautiful. I've been bouncing on the sea, spinning in the spray, thirsty from the sea, so happy now. I've been playing in the park like children chasing birds, clumping through the clover, sing along. I've been dancing in the dew, morning as it's way, sweeping out the cellar space. Everybody, I've met a woman in the haze, I don't recall her name, but heavens, what a pretty face, beautiful. on the sea, spinning in the spray, thirsty from the seesaw, happy now. I've been playing in the park like children chasing birds, walking through the cornfield, sing along. I've been dancing in the blue, morning as it's waved, sweeping out the sailor space. Everybody out there, a woman in the haze, I don't recall her name, but heaven's got a pretty face, beautiful. Hello, folks. Thank you for joining us on the N-Quisition, a battle of wits, the game where you can try to outthink the members of Philadelphia's premier comedy troupe, the N Crowd. My name is Mike, and I'll be your quizmaster tonight. If you want to play along at home, a pen and paper might come in handy, as would a hankering for guac and a Chipotle gift card. Now let's go to our scorekeeper. He's well known for his infinite integrity and boundless sagacity. It's Vegas the Incorruptible.
Hello.
Hello, Vegas. How are you feeling tonight, sir?
I feel good now that I'm here. Had a long work week and was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But now it's Friday night,
Woo-hoo.
and we can all go out and see our friend. See you via webcam.
We can all play along with the Inquisition is what we can do. Well, Vegas, I want to know, I wanted to let you know that this is a pretty big day, because on this day 40 years ago, December 4th of 1980, legendary British rock band Led Zeppelin announced they would be breaking up following the tragic death of drummer and cartoon Tasmanian devil disguised as a human, John Bonham. Now, you know I like to start the show with facts, and here are some facts.
Some good real facts coming up.
Facts about Led Zeppelin. Here goes. Fact number one. Led Zeppelin is my all-time favorite band, and I spent many hours in high school blasting their music in my garage while practicing ping pong. And in a related fact, I did not have a girlfriend until I was in my 20s. All right, ready for Led Zeppelin fact number two?
Yeah, lay it on me.
All right. The Battle of Evermore, a song off their unnamed fourth album, showcases guitar god Jimmy Page in his first foray into the mandolin, and a soaring vocal performance from Sandy Denny, the lead singer of the seminal British folk rock band Fairport Convention. Also, it sounds fucking sweet when you're baked.
I was gonna say the biggest Led Zeppelin people I knew were all my high school friends who liked pot a lot.
What a coincidence. Those are the Led Zeppelin fans I know too. All right. And our third and final fact about the greatest rock band ever, Led Zeppelin. The original name for the band was the Yardbirds, but this was changed because they didn't feel the need to boast about their 3-foot dongs. All right. With that rather crude pun, why don't we meet our contestants? What do you say, Vegas?
Yeah, let's bring them on up. Bring them on up.
All right. First of all, contestant number one, we have Sarah.
Sarah. Hi.
Hey, Sarah.
I don't get the yard bird pun. I don't understand. What are we talking about?
It's because yards are 3 feet and birds is another word for penis.
Oh.
I know.
Uh,
there were
your-
levels going on there.
Your pandemic hair looks really good.
Thank you. It changes monthly.
Oh, nice.
Wow, are you doing dramatic things with your hair every month?
Yeah, I just go through another crisis every month. So I'm like, gotta change my hair. So yeah. It was gray a couple weeks ago. I was like, let me dye it gray. I can handle this. And I was like, no, we can't do it. We can't do it.
How do your students react to that? Because you are a kindergarten teacher.
Yes, I'm a preschool teacher, and back in like the spring, I was doing just like one. I would send them videos. We couldn't do, it was new. We weren't doing Zoom classes or anything like that. And the first time I dyed it, one of the kids was like, "Did Miss Sarah put a wig on?"
You're teaching kindergartners over a webcam?
Preschoolers.
Preschool. I was no. We did not do that. It might come to that in a month. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
But
Gotcha.
no, I go in, but there's only like 5 kids.
Oh, wow.
They're better at wearing masks than a lot of adults I know. So
I was riding my bike around and I rode past a group of kids that looked like they were in preschoolers, and they were playing out on a soccer field, and every single one of them had a mask on.
yeah,
Nice.
it's just
Good job,
normal for
kids.
them now, which is really sad.
Well, let's talk about something that's not sad, Sarah. You wrote a musical.
I did. I've written 2 musicals, but I'm more proud of one. Maybe, I don't know.
How's about it? What's it called? What's it about?
It's called Becoming Vegan, and it's about it's a love of, it's 2 people fall in love, and one is vegan and one is pretending to be vegan, and then she finds out that she's been lying the whole time, and yeah, it's basically about lying.
Nice.
Wow. A musical about lying and veganism is.
And there's like, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And there's like people dressed in at one point like a bacon costume and like a chair. Letitia was in it. Oh, she's not here. She's not here. Not everyone is. Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, you'll see Letitia singing at the end of the night on our outro credits.
And all of the interstitial videos. Letitia sings on.
Yes.
Oh, I don't get to see those. I sit quietly in this Zoom room during them.
All right, well, let's bring out our next contestant tonight, none other than Grande.
Grande!
Oh. Hello. Good to see everyone.
Have you come back from setting up your parents on Twitch?
Oh, yeah. My mom's got it going downstairs. Hi, Mom. Hi, Krista.
Hi, Mrs. Grande. Hi, Krista.
Grande, you have a podcast that I really like the idea of this. It's a podcast about hypothetical sequels.
Correct. My podcast that I do with my roommate, Chris Rivas, we do a podcast called This Film Is Not Yet Created, where we make sequels for movies that never got a sequel. Sometimes the movies did get a sequel and we just want to do it again. So yeah, like a couple of our good ones that like really stick out in my mind. We did Goodfellas. We did Mrs. Doubtfire. Recently,
That's a great idea.
Recently, we did a movie that is called Miami Connection, which is like an amazingly bad movie. It's got 3 words, y'all. Ninjas on motorcycles. And it is pretty awesome. I highly recommend it, and it's free on YouTube. And then you can listen to our podcast going over new sequels for it, and maybe some other movies that you love. We're like 30 episodes in right now. We started when the quarantine kicked off.
Name it again.
This Film Is Not Yet Created.
And how can people like?
name.
Is there a certain podcast app they could use to get This Film Is Not Yet Created?
We are on all the usual podcast apps. So Spotify, Apple.
Like all podcasts go to all podcatcher apps.
Yeah.
Get a cell phone.
You know, I find that enjoinder to be a little bit undercut by the fact that you called it podcatcher apps.
That's what they're called.
Oh, well then never mind.
Podcatcher?
Never mind. I'll double down on the idiocy. Thank you.
Mike, we've already profited, by the way, by having Steve Grande in this show because Will Show 45 has donated 10 bits to our Twitch account in honor of Steve Grande. So thank you, Will Show 45.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, Will.
if you audience members want to help keep the N Crowd running while we can't do shows in person, but are spending money on things to do them online, you can donate through links in the chat room. You can donate cash or Twitch bits, or even using your one free Twitch subscription a month that you get from Amazon Prime to subscribe to our Twitch channel. Gives us a little kicky-backy.
That's right.
Nice. Vegas, Will's my good friend, and we always play Super Smash Brothers online together. So I'm throwing this out there, people. If you donate and hook up the N Crowd with some bits or bucks, I will play you in Smash Brothers.
Whoa.
Wow, that's our best offer yet.
Whoa. Wow.
Who do you play?
Also, if you do that, if you donate any money, we'll say your username on the stream. So everybody will hear it and know you're a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of good people, it is our next contestant, Akshay.
Hi, Akshay.
everybody.
What's going on, Akshay? How you been, man?
I've been great. Thanks, Mike. Hey,
Yeah?
good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Man, it looks like you've got a lot of sunlight streaming through your windows right now. Are you in someplace that's sunnier than I am?
Yeah. Sunny Diego, California is where I'm at, and there's a window right here, and it's the sun is yet to be set around town.
You, since moving out to California, have become a surfer?
Actually, I've been here for 10 years, and I only just took up surfing like 2 months ago because pandemic gets you to try all sorts of things. And I know my wife will think I'm super obsessed with surfing right now, like obsession galore, like as many times as possible. Take a beating in the ocean is what I tell people to do.
That's awesome. Now, Akshay, years ago, because you were an original N Crowder, you were in the very first cast. And you have used your knowledge of improv to create Zixana. Do you want to tell us all what Zixana is? Because it's a really cool idea.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I started a company about 10 years ago when we moved out here, and it was originally based on applied improv theater. So take like fun stuff we did in improv and then teach it to boring adults in corporate America, and maybe they'll have some fun in their life and maybe like working with each other. And then it's kind of grown over the last 10 years. And we now are like kind of a leadership development house, activating the world of work through play, because play is kind of the fun, like, hey, kindergarten teacher Sarah over there, she knows what play is about. If only we could teach adults the way you teach kindergartners, although I have no idea how you do it. So maybe I spoke already.
Also, for Sarah's benefit, preschool.
Preschool.
Well, that is a really cool idea, and I was just talking to my dad today about it, and he asked something that I've always wondered, which is, where does the name come from?
Oh yeah. Well, Zixana comes from, it's an anglicized name from Shikshana, which is a Sanskrit word which means the art of acquiring knowledge or the art of learning.
Oh, learned some Sanskrit today.
Yeah, little Sanskrit. NBD, no big deal.
It's good to have a little bit of information in this quiz show, because the rest of this is just all filler.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, let's start off with round one. Jack, be quick.
Jack, be quick.
We N Crowders are currently in a Zoom room and have access to its chat function. I'll be asking 10 questions as Vegas the Incorruptible monitors the chat room. The first one of our contestants to type a capital N for N Crowd into the chat room after a question is asked will be allowed to give an answer.
But if I feel they typed the N before you stopped reading the question, Mike, then they will lose their chance to answer, even if I'm wrong about it, which I'm pretty sure I have been in the past. And lowercase n's are worth -2 points, but the contestant is still eligible to answer. So make sure you type a capital N. There's no lowercase n's in the N crowd. That would be crazy.
I got my caps lock on right now.
No, that's cheating. You have to hold
That's
shift.
cheating. I gotta hold shift.
Yeah. Sarah, I know you're on your phone, so I don't know what you're going to do.
We're gonna try.
Double click the up arrow.
Oh, that's the Zixana right there.
Yeah. All right, there are a total possible of 40 points in this round. And here is the first question. Vegas, you got that picture of that Purdy clock tower?
No, host disabled participant screen sharing. Karen, help! Allow me to share my screen.
Oh, no.
Hey, if you're in the audience, a big shout out to Karen, our producer, who is doing a great job. And I am doing a bad job. And she's going to fix it for me. She's going to. I'm the host now. I can do it.
And just so everybody knows, Karen seems to have solved another one of our technical issues because he's a rock star.
Thanks, Karen.
All right, so we got that Purdy picture up there.
Yeah. Do you guys
There
see
it
that?
Okay, so for 3 points, because this is the easy part, what is the name of this very famous clock tower that is part of the Houses of Parliament in London? And for 10 points, because this is the hard part, what is the name of the massive bell inside that has been donging to let Britons know the time since 1859?
Oh,
Akshay, you were the first to buzz in.
The name of the tower is Big Ben, and the name of the bell, Little Susie.
Vegas?
Those are both incorrect.
Ooh.
Bwah, bwah,
Sarah?
bwah.
oh, it's incorrect. Both were
Yeah.
incorrect.
Both
Yeah,
were
they're both incorrect. The name of the
Oh my
tower is
God.
not Big Ben, and the bell is most certainly not Little Susie. But
I really
Steve,
thought it
you
was
were the
Little
second
Susie.
to buzz in. You can answer.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say Notre Dame. And since it's British, the bell inside, like the bell itself, is called tea, and the little hammer is called crumpets. So tea and crumpets.
Notre Dame, certainly not British. But
Worth a shot.
tea and crimpet's also not the answer. Sarah, you have the opportunity to steal this one.
Okay, I have no clue what the clock tower is called, but I'm pretty sure the bell inside is called what was it? Yard dong?
Yard bird.
Yard bird.
If Led Zeppelin was Yard Dong, they would have just kept that name. That is not correct either. The correct answer, and by the way, this is a real bullshit trick on Mike's end. The clock tower is Elizabeth Tower. Big Ben is the name of the bell.
That's bullshit.
We're
The more we
just,
know.
well,
I like
stupid Americans, we see a tower and think, yeah, that's probably named Big Ben. But it's the
Yeah,
bell.
because it's big.
Big. It's real big.
Mhm.
It was originally just called the Clock Tower, and then in 2012, in honor of Queen Elizabeth's Diamond Jubilee, they renamed it the Elizabeth Tower, because when you spend 60 years waving from balconies, you get internationally known landmarks named after you. That's the way that works.
I'm
But
gonna start waving.
First? Yeah.
this is Elizabeth II. It was named after the current Liz. But yeah, the tower is not called Big Ben. Big Ben is the name of the bell, which was the largest bell in England and for like 23 years after it was forged. And there are 4 smaller bells in there, and they're the ones that do the din dun din dun on the quarter hours, and then Big Ben dongs on the hour.
Or Little Ben's.
It's
Are
also
we now?
yeah. Well, it's also, hey, if I do this research, you guys are going to find out about it. Otherwise, it's just intellectual masturbation.
Having looked at the script, the next 9 questions are not terrible tricks.
Yeah. I also should say Big Ben is not donging right now and hasn't been since 2017 because they're doing renovations on it. And I don't know whether it's come back, because every time I Googled, has Big Ben come back, it would link to articles about whether Big Ben Roethlisberger was coming back for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I figured.
Oh boy, we are a one-track mind country.
Yeah.
Mike, in the Twitch chat, before you told that joke, Krivas wrote, "The smaller bells are the Pittsburgh Steelers."
Yeah. Good job,
I was
Chris.
going to say, you know that bell is big if it requires renovation versus just repair.
I mean, I think it's like the type of thing where it's been up there since 1859. At a certain point, there's just shit that needs to get done with it, you know? Like that to-do list of the Big Ben caretaker just piles up. All right, question number 2, guys. Space travelers from America are known as astronauts. From Russia, they're called cosmonauts. From which country do taikonauts hail?
Akshay.
Taiwan?
Taiwan is not the answer. Sarah, you were the second to buzz.
Yes. Obviously, it's Australia.
Australia is not the answer. Grande, you want to name a country? Could be Canada.
Sorry, I don't think it's a country. I think that this is also a trick, because lying about tricks is a trick. I think that taikonauts is like taekwondo. So if you are a black belt in taekwondo and you go to space, you're in taikonauts.
Correct.
Well, it's the People's Republic of China. And I'll be honest, I don't know what Taiwan's relationship to China is at this point.
The Republic of China. Taiwan is the Republic of China.
It is?
Yeah.
What do you
And
think?
the difference was the People's Republic. Yeah. Fact check.
Oh, let me look at Wikipedia real quick.
Republic of China. That was close.
Well,
Taiwan, officially the Republic of China.
Points?
I think that's a point.
I mean,
Points.
I'm not going to give you all the points, but
I
I'll
think we
give
all should
you.
get a point for that.
I'm going to give everyone 1 point, and I'm going to give Akshay 2. Because that was a fact.
yeah. I think the other neat fact I found out was that spationauts or spathionauts is like a colloquial term for astronauts from France.
Oh. I thought they were all just called astronauts.
I mean, they are.
All right. Question number 3. Which nuts are used to make marzipan?
Oh, God.
I love that my question had that response from you.
Sarah, you're the first to buzz in.
D's. Macadamian, because it starts with the same letter.
I gotta look and see what the actual answer is. It's not macadamia.
Damn.
Akshay.
Caramel covered pecans.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
That may be how you make the pecan bun at Cinnabon, but not how you make marzipan. Grande.
To quote Will Ferrell from Austin Powers, it's beginning to smell like almonds.
It's almonds.
Yay!
It is. Wow.
Wow. Well done, Grande.
Oh, Akshay, if you tell me that almonds are also called pecans, I'm going to be mad.
Certain types of almonds. No.
All right, question number 4. The Barden Bellas and the Treble Makers compete in which film series?
Grande.
Pitch Perfect.
Boom, it's Pitch Perfect.
The only one I'll actually probably know. I didn't hit send quick enough.
That was some speedy, like buzzing in there, Grande. That was impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Ready for it. So the reason why I know this is because I was talking when my friends did a happy hour last night, and we were talking about Pitch Perfect, and I was complaining to them about in the last one, there's a scene where Anna Kendrick is on a stage in front of thousands of people singing with a microphone, and then she brings the rest of the group up, and they don't have microphones, but they can be heard at the same level, like audio quality wise.
Maybe they had body mics.
It really bothered me. They just came in from the crowd though. Like they weren't even going to go to, they just like walked in from their seats. So I don't know about the body mics, but I just found that fraudulent.
You got to do a podcast where you write a sequel where the audio levels are accurate.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
perfect for.
Not good sounding, just accurate to physics.
That is outrageous.
The most unbelievable thing in a movie.
I like that song, Cups.
I got my ticket for the long way round.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do the whole movie?
Yeah.
All right.
That's the other musical she wrote that she's not as proud of.
Yeah. I wrote this movie, it's called Pitch Perfect. It had a couple sequels, made millions of dollars. I have yet to see Pitch Perfect, but I hear it's a pretty good flick.
Apparently there's 2 of them, or 3 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
3.
See?
Grande may have to be in the podcast where you do the sequels. You may have to go like to 7 or something like that.
Just to time proof your podcast.
Yeah. We'll do that.
All right. Question number 5. Get ready for some beefcake here. Woo. This hunk right here is Fabio Lanzoni. Not only was he the spokesperson for I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, he is also a model and actor who appeared on the cover of a slew of romance novels throughout the 80s and 90s. What happened in 1999 to bloody his famously handsome face as seen in this picture?
Sarah, you buzzed in.
He got hit with a bird on a roller coaster.
That's ridiculous. That would never happen.
That's the answer.
Is it really?
That was amazing.
That was in the back of my head somewhere, but also that's what the picture looks like.
Not just any bird though.
A goose.
Pigeon. It was a goose?
It's a big bird.
Yeah.
The picture looked like he was on like a New York City like tour bus with the double decker that's open on top. I was going to say something like that.
Oh, it looks like that too.
He was actually riding Apollo's Chariot, a roller coaster at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and
Yeah.
a goose flew into the path of the roller coaster and hit him in the face. However, he has later said that the goose ran into a camera and the camera hit him in the face. So I don't know, but
That seems
It was
odd.
a goose. It was a goose carrying a camera.
At least Michael Bolton didn't punch him in the face for stealing his style.
I just like Vegas. Can you put that picture of him on the roller coaster up again?
Can I?
Disturbing.
I don't know. I just
Ugh.
look. Can you guys see the lady on the right there?
She looks happy.
She blocked.
She's
Yeah,
so
she
proud.
looks like she's like, oh my god, that's so hilarious that you got hit in the face with a goose.
He has so much blood on his face.
Oh
Well,
God.
So much that the blood went to that lady in the back.
In the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We had some splatter damage there.
Oh.
I mean, Fabio should be proud, no? Like geese are the types of birds that bring down planes if they fly into their engines.
Right.
And that shows how much pain he must be. Like that, I wouldn't be surprised if it straight broke his nose or something, you know?
Oh, I don't want to look at this
I don't
picture
want to-
anymore.
Yeah, please.
Well, when I was in high school when that happened, and I remember because I was in history class and the class hadn't started, and this one dude came in and he was like, dude, did you hear Fabio got hit in the face with a goose? And I was like, what? And he told me this whole thing about roller coasters. The thing is, in my next class was a kid named Fabio. And so I thought he was talking about that Fabio. So I went to my next class and I was like, dude, Fabio, I heard you got hit in the face, man. Are you okay? And he was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
Oh man, that's good.
What
Sarah
a
didn't-
mix-up.
oh, it was right out of Three's Company, you know? All right. In question number 6, here we go. Fingers on ends. In which country was German chocolate cake invented?
Akshay.
I'm not going to say Germany because that's a trick, but I will say Austria.
It's not Austria. Sarah, you buzzed in second.
I am gonna say Germany.
Oh,
Because I think you're trying to trick with a trick. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, he might be, but he wasn't in this case. It's not Germany. Grande.
I'm
Could
gonna
be
say
Canada.
I'm gonna say Switzerland.
It's not Switzerland either.
That seems like
It's the good old U.S. of A.
What?
Yep. This was.
Checks out.
What a convenient last name.
Is it convenient?
I mean, it's tricky.
It's convenient for a trivia question.
Well, it was originally German's chocolate cake, and this dude Samuel German, he like invented a new type of chocolate. He worked for this big baking company, and this new type of chocolate was like super rich or something. But that means that German chocolate cake is an eponym, and an eponym is something that is named for somebody like Trump Tower would be eponymous, you know. Speaking of eponyms, question number 7, for whom is the teddy bear named?
Oh, I know.
Oh, the preschool teacher's like,
Oh. Oh, Sarah, you said ooh, but Grande pressed the key.
That was my cue. It is the former president Theodore Roosevelt.
That is correct. Old Theo.
he was hunting in 1902. He was the only person on the hunting trip that didn't bag a bear. So some of his aides cornered a bear and lassoed her to a tree, and then went and got Roosevelt and were like, come shoot this bear. And he was like, nah, man, that's not cool. And so that story spread like about like what a man of character Mr. Roosevelt is, you know, that he wouldn't do that. And then Rose and Morris Mitchum owned a candy shop. I believe it was in Brooklyn. They decided to make little stuffed bears and call them Teddy's Bears. So just like It was German's chocolate cake. This was Teddy's bear originally.
I see the theme. Apostrophe S's everywhere today.
And that nice story is also why we don't have Donald Trump Jr. Jaguars.
If that were true, I mean, it would have been called Trump's Tower. Trump apostrophe S Tower.
He shot a tower. That's how he got that.
Or he refused to shoot a tower. He was like, no, that tower must have towerlets, baby towers out there.
Yeah,
Totally.
in glass. Yeah.
Question number 8. A group of which Antarctic animal is referred to as a waddle if they're on land and a raft if they're in the water?
Akshay.
Penguin.
Oh, it's penguins. You know it.
So cute.
Don't look at that.
Okay.
You don't have a picture of a penguin? Just
No, but you just think about
You can
looking at them and calling them a group of a waddle. Ooh.
You can just imagine Danny DeVito.
Now I'm scared.
But I never heard of a good animal that had 2 different names for the groups depending on where they are. What if they're just like chilling with like their feet in the water or something?
With halfway.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yay, the penguins.
Grande's looking for some bonus points.
Combine the waddle and the raft, you get a waft. Maybe there's a waft if their feet are in the water.
Ooh, a waft.
I've got a
Yeah,
waft of
waft.
penguin.
Penguins.
All right. Well, we already talked about Led Zeppelin tonight. Let's stick with some classic rock, gang. Question number 9. Who played the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock in 1969?
Akshay with the quick thingies.
I'm going to say Bruce Springsteen, son of America.
No, it wasn't Springsteen. No. Sarah, you buzzed in next.
Yes, it was. Oh, I forget. No, it was Jimi Hendrix.
It was Jimi Hendrix.
One time, fun facts about that. One time I had to write a paper about Jimi Hendrix playing the Star Spangled Banner, and I forget what the purpose of it was. It was for music history, and I didn't feel like writing it, so I asked my sister to write it, and she did for me. So I think she's watching. Thanks, Anna. But I got a B on it, so.
Oh, come on. You can do a little better than that. Jeez. I always think if anybody hasn't heard, we obviously can't play any Jimi Hendrix for copyright reasons on here. But if anybody hasn't heard that,
It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And he played that. He was at the time he was the highest paid performer in the world. He was the highest paid performer on the bill, and he was supposed to close out Woodstock, but things kept getting pushed back, and they ended up having the closing set on a Monday morning at 8 a.m. And I just imagine all these hippies like zooted out of their minds, like sleeping off an acid trip. And then this sonic chaos like just wakes them up in their tents. Like that must have been crazy. Anyway, that's what I think about it. What do you guys think?
It's one of the best pieces of music there is, I think. Because after my sister wrote that paper, then I listened to it and I was like, wow, it's actually really good.
So
I bet you
listening to it?
You could have gotten a B+ with that kind of passion.
Well, isn't it called like a muse if you like get something to inspire you and then you do something creative about it? But like you used it as a muse, like post muse. There's like a term for that. Like after you were creative, you
Yes,
bookended
it was
your
post-muse.
creativity with the inspiration.
That is exactly what happened.
Post muse.
That's what the band Muse is named after.
Yes.
Well, speaking of who things are named after, This is a question about names. Question number 10. By what name is Ogilvy Maurice Hedgehog better known?
Grande, you buzzed in too quick, so Sarah gets to answer.
Oh, sweet. I'm certain that it's Sonic.
It is the
Wait,
one
is it
famous
really?
hedgehog.
What was the actual name? Ogle?
Oh, this,
Maurice
even as a big nerd, I have never seen this before, Mike.
Ah,
I went to a wiki. I double checked this. I didn't get just one source for this. I think it's it was like a cartoon series or something like that wasn't very well known, but they did give his full name as Ogilvy Maurice Hedgehog.
Then where does
Ogle
Sonic
Beach.
come in?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like how Kobe was Black Mamba. Like he was kind of like call me Sonic.
It's like
Yeah, I like that.
Ogle's a pretty cool name.
do you think it would be such a classic game if it was named that on the cover?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Ogilvy, if you change it, is that the right spelling of Ogilvy? Because Ogilvy can also be spelled with just a Y.
I don't know.
Google didn't try to correct me, and I'm sure Google is familiar with the real spelling of Sonic the Hedgehog's name.
Trying to get tangential points.
Yeah, you're trying to Taiwan yourself some scores here.
Right.
All right, well, after that round, let's check in with our scorekeeper, Vegas the Incorruptible. How are these N Crowders doing?
Well, Mike, you can't see it, but our audience can because of the great overlay that Karen made that updates as I type numbers into it during the game. Akshay has 5 points, Sarah has 8, and Steve is leading the pack with 10, but there are a lot of points left to go in the rest of the show.
All right, Steve is our early leader, and Vegas, you are exactly right. We do have a lot of points to go. And I just want to say to anybody out there, if you're having fun and you want to support the N Crowd while getting a few more bucks under that charitable donations line of your taxes, you can go to, and Vegas, if you wouldn't mind posting this into the chat rooms here, but fundraising.fracturedatlas.org/the N Crowd. If you guys want to toss us a few bucks, we're trying to keep live comedy going in the pandemic, so every little bit helps. All right. Now, shameless shilling aside, this is where that pen and paper might come in handy because this is round 2, Deep Thought. Deep Thought. These N Crowders have all made their own answer cards. Contestants, can you let us see your answer cards? Can you just hold them up? Yeah, it's a piece of paper.
Yep, those are all paper. Good job, guys.
So they're going to be recording their answers on their cards. We'll be checking what they've written later on in the show. There are 68 possible points in this round, including 5 secret bonus points hidden throughout. Here's the first question. I like to start this round with some math, and N Crowders have typically been, let's just say, less than heroic at the math questions. So Mikey and Madeline McNapkins have 3 daughters. Each daughter has a brother, and each brother has a dog. For 7 points, how many are in the McNapkins family? And hint, they do consider pets to be members of the family. So don't say anything, contestants. You just write these down. We're going to be checking them later on. And Vegas, I just want you to know that Mikey and Madeline McNapkins are people that I wrote a song about. They're not real people, but
Mikey and Madeline McNapkins.
Yeah.
That does have a nice ring to it, Mike.
Thanks. When I was in high school, I came up with the last name McNapkins, and I was like, I'm going to save that for something.
You might have a future in show business yet.
Well, who knows? Meanwhile, I love watching N Crowd's little faces when they have to do math.
And you have the rest of the show to work on these answers if you would like to, or just right now because you're going to be doing stuff for the rest of the show.
I got it. I feel confident with my answer.
Yeah, that wasn't hard.
Wow.
And I'm having technical difficulties of my own, guys.
I'll read the next question.
Okay, thanks, Vegas.
Write a word whose letters are in alphabetical order and earn a point per letter. They don't have to be consecutive letters, and you can't use any letter more than once. So yeah, you gotta
Dang.
write a
That's
word
hard. Okay.
whose letters are all in alphabetical order. But it doesn't have to be. You can have spaces. You can skip letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you guys know what consecutive means.
So, for instance, like beg. The B-E-G.
Can I use that?
You can get 3 points if you use that.
Yeah, 3 big ones there. And just as a neat thing, I have a buddy named Stu, and well, that's his nickname, but STU is consecutive in the alphabet. So his name is the alphabet.
Oh.
He just walks around with 3 points all the time.
Yeah. He's a walking 3-pointer. He's like Steph Curry of people, except Steph Curry is the Steph Curry of people.
Steph Curry of people.
All right. Question number 3. Why did Steven Spielberg name the mechanical shark Bruce on the set of Jaws? The correct answer will earn you 10 points, and the answer Vegas the Incorruptible finds most amusing will earn you 5 points. And you can earn both 10 and 5 points on this. You can write the correct answer and just write an answer that Vegas finds amusing as well.
Or if I find the correct answer the most amusing.
Well, I actually was going to use the Fabio question as this one. You could write the real answer or write the one that's most amusing. But
yeah,
how can you find an answer that's more amusing than you got to hit
the real answer?
Goose.
Yeah, it doesn't happen every day.
Okay, question number 4. Earn 2 points for each monster you can match to the author who created them. So the monsters Frankenstein, Cthulhu, Dementors, Balrogs, and the Jabberwocky. And the authors are H.P. Lovecraft, J.R.R. Tolkien, J.K. Rowling, Lewis Carroll, and Mary Shelley. So just because this is a lot of authors and stuff, 2 points for each monster. You can match the author you can match the monster to the author who created them. And it's Frankenstein, Cthulhu, Dementors, Balrogs, and the Jabberwocky. And it's H.P. Lovecraft, J.R.R. Tolkien, J.K. Rowling, Lewis Carroll, and Mary Shelley.
Yeah, I liked this question because I was like, yeah.
You were like, nerd.
I was like, man, nerd shit. All right. Oh, thank God you're not matching the quarterback to the turf.
Swish.
Well, I guess he could. Like Randall Cunningham played on AstroTurf. So,
it'd be a tough one.
Yeah, there's only so many types of turf. All right, Vegas, how many of those 5 authors have you read?
Have I read I've never read Lovecraft. I feel like he has a lot of people who are inspired by him, whereas his actual stuff isn't read that much. I tried reading Lord of the Rings, and it was annoying because I kept picturing Elijah Wood in my head, and I was like, I've seen this already. It doesn't make sense. I've read Harry Potter. That was beautiful. I did read the Lewis Carroll stuff when I was a kid, and I did read Frankenstein at some point. So.
Oh.
No, don't worry about the way I phrased that sentence. Trying to answer this question.
I hear you on Tolkien, man. I feel like if I would have gotten into him at like 12 or 13 years old, like I would have just been like off. But
yeah,
instead, like I had seen the first movie and then tried to read the second book before the second movie came out. And I remember literally being on the second page of a description of the lineage of a horse and just being like, I'm done. I just.
Yeah. I do good with like short sentences too. Start putting commas in there. I don't know what's going on.
All right. We're giving these guys too much time to think. So. For 5 points, question number 5, last one of the round. What is the only letter that doesn't appear in an abbreviation on the periodic table of elements? Obviously.
Yeah.
So there's only one letter?
One letter. So just sing the periodic table of elements song to yourself in your head.
Well, and it's not the names of the elements. It's specifically the abbreviations of the elements.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if anybody knows any cool abbreviation songs. Sarah, is that in your musical?
Yes. Yeah. It's just, I have a whole, actually, that was the other musical. It was just abbreviations. Really hard to follow.
But educational.
But yes, you'll learn something.
Well, hold on to those answer cards because we'll be checking them later in the show. And remember, you have the whole rest of the show to keep working on these things, to keep thinking about them. But right now, let's go to round 3, the mystery round.
Mystery round. A mystery round. What?
This round is different every episode, so the contestants will never know what they have to deal with. This week, the mystery round is called a serious fingering. Using their fingers as puppets, each contestant will act out a 10-second play based on suggestions from our Twitch chat room. So if you're on the Twitch chat room right now, start giving us some words to base these puppet shows on.
Yeah. Grown adults using their fingers as puppets is inherently silly, but I'll be awarding points for the least silly puppet show. That's right. It's time for a dramatic puppet show with your fingers. We'll do 3 rounds, and I have 21 points to distribute between our 3 performers. And I'll dole them out based on which finger puppet shows I deem the most sensible, dull, and sane.
All right. So I guess all we need to do is we'll go in order of the contestants. So this week it's Sarah, Steve, and Akshay. We'll do 3 rounds. So each of them will get a turn being first in that round. But Vegas, what is the first suggestion that they will have to make a serious puppet show about?
The first one I see in the chat is West Elm Furniture.
West Elm Furniture. Sarah, let's see your puppet show about West Elm Furniture.
As you see over here, we have some West Elm furniture on sale for $49.99. Oh, wow. What a bargain. I will surely buy it. Take my money. Ah, it is yours. Thank you. Thank you.
Steve,
Nice.
let's
Nice
see
drum.
your puppet show about West Elm Furniture.
Hey, I told you to get that mattress off the truck. Hey, I got a truck for you. Oh, you better not. We don't talk like that here at West Elm Furniture. Oh, you're right, boss. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's a strong culture. That's a strong culture there.
And Akshay, let's see your play about West Elm Furniture.
Boy, yeah. I'm just a lonely hat stand. Nobody ever wants hat stands anymore. I'm just standing still. Nobody wears hats. Yeah, you better be a stool. You know, stools are way more useful. You know, I'm going to get bought real fast. Look at my legs. Look at my legs.
Ooh. Oh. Ooh. I didn't like the non-silliness of talking furniture, but I did like the pathos of that talking furniture.
Well, what do you think? You have 21 points now to give out. Who, according to who you think is the most serious, the least silly, and who you think no points or very few points should go to the ones who were silly.
Oh, oh man. So Sarah, big serious points for not just being a pretty normal interaction take place at a furniture store. Yeah,
thank you.
that is pretty down to earth. But Steve, it's pretty serious how intense the relationship between those two furniture moving fingers was. And Akshay, as I said before, a lot of pathos in your hat stand. So I'm going to go 7 points for all four.
7 points for all four of them.
Yeah, you get 7 points also, Mike. Good job hosting.
All right. So points are evenly distributed that round. What is the next round, or what is the next suggestion that they're going to be making puppet shows based on?
Okay, the next suggestion is Winnie the Pooh goes to war.
All right, Grande, you're up first this round. Let's see your puppet show of Winnie the Pooh goes to war.
Oh, bother, Piglet. I don't think we're going to make it off of this battlefield. I'm not Piglet, I'm Eeyore. And I'm having the time of my life. You always were a sick fuck, you know?
Wonderful. Akshay, let's see Winnie the Pooh goes to war.
Boy, Tigger, you really ran up that tree and stole my honey. Oh, of course I did. Of course I did. I've got the jumpies, so I took your honey. What do you want to do about it?
Very, very. All right, a lot of
war,
conflict
right?
there.
It wasn't the war I expected, but it was the one I deserved.
Personal war. Well, let's see what kind of war that Sarah is going to be sending Winnie the Pooh into.
Knock, knock, knock. Oh, hello. Oh, Christopher Robbins. That's me. I regret to inform you that Winnie the Pooh didn't make it back. No!
Oh, Christopher Robin. Oh, played by that guy who was in that movie where he's an adult last year when we still had movies. Boy, oh boy, this is a tough one. I'm gonna give 5 points each to Akshay and Grande and award the remaining 11 to Sarah.
Ooh.
Touched me with that sad situation.
He died.
I just imagine Christopher Robin like breaking down on the front porch.
Yeah, my fingers told a story.
Well, we have one more story for these fingers to tell. Vegas, what is our final suggestion?
Fingerless gloves.
All right, and first up with a puppet show about fingerless gloves is Akshay.
Well, don't you just call them mittens? Yeah, let's do that. Let's call them mittens. I went with the short route there.
You also had a different take on fingerless gloves than I had in mind. Always bringing new perspectives to the table.
Let's see what perspective Sarah brings with fingerless gloves.
Mom, I'm so cold. It's okay, son. We'll make it through the winter. We'll make it through. I'm just so cold. You understand? Like, they didn't have.
Yeah, they did. They were
fingerless.
Right.
You get it? Should I explain it more?
No. That was...
Yeah. Yes.
Well, Grande, what do you got, man?
We have worked for years, tirelessly, thanklessly. And now, today, we're going to get our big shot. Oh, yeah? We got hired to a new gig? Yeah, we did. We're going to be on Mel Gibson's hands when he films the new Road Warrior movie. We finally made it!
Yeah! Steve, that was hilarious. Not silly at all. 2 points for Steve. Akshay, I liked your, I just like that you said mittens. That was neat. I'll give you 7 points for that one. And Sarah, whatever 21 minus 7 minus 2 is, that's how many points you're going to get, because you made me sad.
I make myself sad.
I like that our least silly contestant is the preschool teacher.
Just really letting it like all out right now. Like, this is how she really wants to feel in front of those kids.
No, this is how I teach.
You're like, okay, kids, let's go through the alphabet. A for arson.
Yeah,
well,
sad stuff.
After that game, let's check in with our scorekeeper, Vegas the Incorruptible. How are these N Crowders doing tonight?
Oh, let's look at the spreadsheet. It looks like Akshay and Steve are both tied with 24 points. And Sarah took the lead and is up to 38.
Oh, so
that's what those somber fingers will get you.
Good. Now I don't need to think of a bigger word than I have already for my second.
All right. Well, that brings us to our final round of competition before checking those deep thought answer cards and seeing which one of these N Crowders will triumph and which will wither in shame. We know you've been thinking it. What's it like to have sex with the N Crowd? Well, we're going to show you in round 4, Sex with Me.
Sex with me, 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 yeah.
To all the folks in the Twitch chat room, we're going to be asking for suggestions of nouns, objects, persons, places, or things. So start typing those now. The contestants are going to turn those suggestions into bawdy jokes, and Vegas, the Incorruptible, will award a point per joke.
That is right. And if something really makes me chuckle quite a bit, I'll give you double the points. That's 2. But if something isn't a joke, it's just a bunch of words you put together to fill time, then I'll give you not just half the points, but even less than that, none. But, you know, you'll just make it up on the next joke.
So let's go ahead and get a suggestion. Vegas, anything looking good in the chat room?
Yeah, the first thing that came up was IPAs,
IPAs.
Oh,
Indian Pale Ales.
sex with me is like drinking an IPA. It's sour, it's taut, and it's only 12 ounces that you got to ingest.
That's the point.
Sex with me. Sex with me is like an IPA. You probably just want to buy the cheap stuff instead.
That's the point.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. Sex with me is like sex with an IPA because hipsters were having it long before it was cool.
Ding.
Sex with me is like having sex with an IPA because Indian pale, and it's an 8, so you gotta drink.
I give you a point for getting that far.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. My brother got me into them.
I'll give you a point.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. Mainly, they just want to touch my dogfish head.
Give you a point.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. Sometimes it's hazy. Sometimes you get double the amount of fun.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. Extremely overpriced at a bar.
That's the point.
Anybody else?
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. It's way better if you've had other drinks before you drink it.
I give you a point. This is a good joke, though. IPAs aren't very good. They're bitter.
Well, come on. Sex with me is like an IPA. It leaves a bitter taste in your mouth.
Mike gets a point, so.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. They just want to get a peek at those 2 bells.
That was a good one.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. There's a lot of variety.
Yeah, there is. Sure. There's a point.
Sex with me is like sex with an IPA. The best ones come from Chestnut Brew Works in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Is that our sponsor?
It's just one of my best friends owns that brewery.
Your next suggestion is cabbage.
Cabbage?
Cabbage.
Sex with me is like having sex with a cabbage. There's a lot of layers. You gotta peel it.
Point.
Sex with me is like sex with a cabbage. It's better when you pickle it, like something about a pickle, like a pickle, like a penis. You get it? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you're explaining.
Yeah, that's a point, Sarah. Good job. Pickle like penis.
And sex with me is like sex with a cabbage. You just know what you're gonna get.
Sure.
Sex with me is like sex with a cabbage. Whew, it's getting steamy in here.
It's the point.
sex with me is like sex with a cabbage. You just kind of wish you just went with the lettuce instead.
Sex with me is like sex with a cabbage. You wish you went with the lettuce instead.
You get it. Like,
I don't get it.
like the other person is the lettuce. Like you wish you had sex with somebody else instead of the cabbage. Isn't cabbage and lettuce the same? Similar?
They're similar.
Sex with me is like sex with a cabbage. All you're gonna get is head.
Ah!
See? Now that's a lettuce joke.
Sex
There's a point for Akshay.
Sex with me is like sex with cabbage. I'll always produce.
Anybody?
Okay. I've been sitting on this one. Sex with me is like sex with cabbage. when you mix it with mayonnaise and put it on corned beef, it tastes real good.
That's true. That's just the truth.
The fact about sex again, that's a point.
Sarah, when you say that's true, are you speaking about cabbage or about grande?
The sex, yeah.
Oh, get another word.
Well, wait, sex with me is like cabbage because I come in your coleslaw.
That's it. Yes.
That's what that's what I was going for.
We have harp.
Ooh.
Harp.
Harp, the herald angels say.
Harp, the
Sex
musical
with me
instrument.
is like having sex with a harp. You can pull all of my strings.
Ooh.
Saucy.
Sex with me is like sex with a harp. It's really classy when it's by a nice fountain.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like sex with a harp. It is very hard to learn.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like sex with a harp. It'll help you hit those high notes.
Give you a point for that.
Sex with me is like sex with a harp. You got to use your fingers.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Sex with me is like sex with a harp. It's the it's large. There's gonna be a large instrument. There we go.
Ooh, yeah. You brought it together.
Sex with me is like sex with a no.
I got one. Sex with me is like sex with a harp. If you think this sounds nice, you should join my trio.
That's the point. And sex with me is like a harp in that it's what you'll be doing all the time when you're an angel in heaven.
Is that a threat?
It's a reward. With $10 donation from Joe Godo. Give it up to Joe Godo in the chat.
Joe Godo
Sex with me is like
again!
$10 from Joe Godo. I'll take it every Friday.
Anybody who doesn't watch all the time, Joe Godo is awesome and always pipes in on our shows and big supporter of the N Crowd. We love Joe Godo.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm gonna just switch us right over to Joe Godo's most recent suggestion for this game, Trebuchet.
What is it?
What?
Trebuchet?
Sex with me is like sex with trebuchet. I have no fucking idea what that is.
Sex with me is like sex with a trebuchet. I'm gonna launch you.
Yeah.
Sex with me is like sex with a trebuchet, a more efficient version of a catapult.
Thank you.
Sex with me is like sex with a trebuchet. It's all wood, baby.
Sex with me is like sex with a trebuchet. Yeah, you could put the melons right in.
Sex with me is like sex with a trebuchet. It only hurts if you light it on fire.
Okay, I'll take it.
Sex with me is like sex with a trebuchet. You only really see it in like iPhone strategy games.
Sex with me is
I'm
like
gonna take it.
sex with me is like a trebuchet. It has a weird following on Reddit.
Sex with me isn't like a trebuchet because I promise this isn't a fling.
Oh, that's clever. That is clever wordplay. All right, well, that's sex with me.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. In that round, Akshay, you scored the most points. You scored 14. Steve, you scored 12. And Sarah, you brought it up with 6, but you're still in the lead with 44 points. These boys are just in the 30s.
With 30 specifically, how many 30?
Well,
Yeah,
38 for Akshay and 36 for Steve.
Oh, okay.
I'm only 6 points away from the leader.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But it's anyone's game still because the last round has a lot of points in it.
Yeah, we got 60 points or something to go through. So
Shit. Okay.
Well, if you get everything right,
yeah.
I got them all right.
which you better.
And if you were that also assumes you were able to spell a 26-letter word that is in alphabetical order.
I better get that.
And doesn't reuse any letters.
Yeah. So all that's left is to go over the contestants' deep thought answer cards. So let's check those answers.
Let's check those answers.
So
We're back.
all writing utensils must be out of the contestants' hands. Folks in the chat room, help me out. These answers should be finalized by now. So if you see any of these rascals scribbling something, name and shame. If it takes deducting points to keep folks honest, we'll do it.
Can you shame me either way?
Bad Sarah, you shouldn't have made sex jokes when you have children to teach. How's that?
That made me feel weird.
Sarah is very eager to share the answer to the first question. She's been posting it in the screen consistently.
That shows confidence.
I
To
do.
me.
I'm confident in the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confident.
All right. So the first question, Mikey and Madeline McNapkins have 3 daughters. Each daughter has a brother and each brother has a dog. For 7 points, how many are in the McNapkins family? And I gave you the hint that they do consider pets to be members of the family. So Sarah, we're going to go to you first. What did you say here?
7.
Sarah said 7, Grande.
I said 11.
11, Akshay. What did you say? 7, Vegas.
The answer is 7.
Yes.
7. So
You try to trick us. You try to trick us.
Yeah,
Couldn't trick us.
Yes, I did. There's Mikey and Madeline, and then there's the 3 daughters who I named Mara, Marilyn, and Minerva, and they share a brother named Matthew. They all have the same brother, and he has a mutt named Muffins.
No.
So that's 7 people.
And that's 7 points to everyone who said 7.
And also the amount of points was a clue. Okay, question number 2. Write a word whose letters are in alphabetical order and earn a point per letter. They don't have to be consecutive letters, and you can't use any letter more than once. So Grande, we're going to go to you first on this one. What word did you get?
I went against the rules to make a callback to earlier in the show. Hippie.
Hippie.
Ooh.
Repeat,
Well,
repeat.
that is cheating by letting a
Here.
letter be used more than once, and I don't think that's how hippie's spelled either.
Well, of course you wouldn't, because you work for the corporations, man.
Yeah, you're part of the
Oh,
establishment, dude.
Man.
All right, I'll give you 4 points.
Yeah.
Not many points.
You convinced me. 1 for each letter. You don't get 2 for the 2 P's. But...
I'll take it.
Well, Akshay, let's see what you got. Chips.
Chips.
Oh, that's
Ah,
good. Yes.
That is a good one. Akshay, you earned those 5 points, not like some people.
And Sarah, what did you get?
This was really hard. At first, I put Bing, and then I realized that was not it. So abs.
Abs?
Mm,
Abs.
Word. Is that a word?
Abs.
abs is definitely a word.
Like your abs.
It's
Like
your
the muscle.
abdomens.
What?
The abdomens. Is it not a? Is it not a? Is it not a?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a abbreviation.
Abbreviation.
3 points for Sarah. Sorry, Sarah. Grande cheated and got more points than you.
Okay. It's okay.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
I will have you all know that when I came up with this question, I tried to find out what the longest word that you could write like this is.
What?
And interestingly, I couldn't find it.
Might be chips.
Yeah, I don't know.
You couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't find it? Google has everything.
I Googled around a little bit and then I was like, now I'm bored. I'm going to do something
Got
else.
So you didn't want to find it.
Yes. Didn't look long enough.
Yes, that's what it was. I couldn't be asked to do it anymore.
What if I gave you another one, Vegas? I have another one ready to go.
Okay, I want to see it. I won't give you more points, but I do want to know.
I know it. I couldn't write it down. I crossed it out. You can see it crossed out. Bait, B-A-I-T, and you add an S at work. Or no, just bait, B-A-I-T.
Oh.
Yeah, that is not in alphabetical order. Good thing you crossed it out.
There's an A after the B.
I was trying to trick you, just like my man Grande did.
Squawk25 in Twitch says you could have said chipsy, added a Y to chips and made an adjective, which
Feeling
I'm just going to look
chipsy
up on Wiktionary real quick.
Yeah, that's a gambling term. When it's like, hey, you play it a lot? He's like, yeah, this guy over here is real chipsy. Throw it in.
Oh.
Wiktionary said, did you mean chips? Sorry, Squawk.
Chips.
Okay, well, then we have question number 3 in this round, which is, why did Steven Spielberg name the mechanical shark Bruce on the set of Jaws? The correct answer will earn you 10 points, and the answer, Vegas the Incorruptible finds the most amusing, will earn you 5 points. We're going to go to Akshay first on this one. What did you get?
I had no real answer. I just wrote because Bruce was the tech guy who drowned in the fake pool where the shark hides.
I'm surprised you weren't like, because Bruce was the guy who played the Star Spangled Banner like 10 years before he
Yeah,
was
good
able to play
callback.
guitar.
That would have been better.
Sarah, what did you get for this one?
I was actually going to first put something about Bruce Springsteen, but then I changed it to he could see the future and knew that my ex-boyfriend named Bruce was going to tear my heart apart like a killer shark.
Wow, you really filled up that paper.
Yeah, right big.
That would have made a good finger puppet thing too. That sounds like
It's very sad. Sarah is just bringing the sadness. Tearing her heart apart. You gotta give her some sad points, Vegas, at least.
Yeah, give me some sad points.
I might.
Grande, can you cheer us up here with your answer, man?
Of course. I have a heartwarming answer. The reason is to humanize him, because fish are friends, not food.
Aww.
That is sweet.
That's a quote.
Well, there will be a Finding Nemo tie-in that Mike will say in a moment. The one I found the most amusing for 5 points was Sarah's boyfriend named Bruce. Yes, I'm amused by sadness.
Oh, I know that.
The real answer is he named it after his lawyer, who he felt was as relentless as a shark.
Oh, man.
And then, if you are a fan of Finding Nemo, you will know that one of the sharks is named Bruce, and it's in Jaws.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bruce.
Bruce. Yeah.
Bruce. That's all. We all just failed at the Australian accent.
But we all tried.
Bruce.
I had to do the Crocodile Hunter for a sketch in a sketch troupe I was in college, and there was I worked at the gym in college. No, but I had a work study job at the gym, and there was this dude who always came in who was Australian, and I said to him, like, could you give me tips on doing an Australian accent? And the most helpful one is that any short E sounds become a short I sound. So them becomes them.
Beam.
Them.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that works.
Beam.
And also
Mikey.
when they say a long O sound, it encapsulates every vowel sound in the English language. So
Ow.
like go ahead, ask me if I want another Foster's.
Do you want another Foster's?
No.
Owie.
Yeah, I like that trick. That's a good one.
Good way to speak Australian.
Look. Try that all night.
Did you injure yourself surfing or something?
Practicing out loud, not in my head.
All right. Question number 4. Excuse me. We asked you to earn 2 points for each monster you can match to the author who created them. So we're back to Sarah here. Sarah, what did you get? And please go slow enough for Vegas, the incorrect.
Sure.
Yeah, this
I
is a
did.
hard one for me.
Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. Cthulhu, Lovecraft. Dementors, J.K. Rowling. Balrogs, Tolkien. The Jabberwocky, Lewis Carroll.
Okay,
Was that too fast? You said slow. and then I
No,
went really
I'm
fast.
going to write your score down so the audience can see it, so I don't have to remember it. But I won't tell you what it is.
Grande, what did you get for this one?
I got the same.
Very well.
Same. All right. So same score. So Akshay.
I did not do the same. I said Frankenstein, H.P. Love, Tultu Rowling, Dementors, Mary Shelley, and the last two the same. Jabberwocky's Carol and Balrog is Tolkien.
Well, Akshay, you got 4 points with 2 answers right, and they were the ones that were the same as your friends. Oh no, your score. Where'd it go? Let's hope this is right. Okay. And Sarah and Steve, you got 10 points each for getting everything right. Good job reading books.
We did it.
Knocking over guitars over here, guys.
Oh no. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll.
Yeah. That's how Zeppelin does it.
Yeah.
And Hendrix.
Ooh. Begins. Begging for Megan in the Twitch chat said begins. That's 6 letters.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
Megan.
Wow, Megan in the Twitch chat is on point.
Oh, shame. There's 6 points to Megan.
I'm gonna brag for a second. That's my super smart girlfriend.
Whoa! Well, you don't share the points because you're not married.
Damn it.
No, Sharon.
All
And
right.
she had a longer time than we did.
Yeah, she had a long
Well, we're just about to go to question 5, but before we do, I can say that everybody missed the secret bonus points in this round because there were 2 secret bonus points if you had mentioned that Mary Shelley's creature was not named Frankenstein and actually the doctor who created it. But nobody said that.
Well, that just shows we're not all assholes. So.
Yeah, those were 2 secret asshole points.
They're literally on our script as 2 secret bonus points for being baited into pedantry. And nobody pretended that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, X, Y, S, Y, Z is a word or some similar preposterous claim.
Yeah, that would have been worth 3 points.
Yeah.
The same as abs.
It's basically like I did it.
All right, but question number 5, we said for 5 points, what is the only letter that doesn't appear in an abbreviation on the periodic table? Did anybody work out what this was? Grande, we're going to go to you first.
No, I couldn't think of a letter, but this symbol is missing.
It's so well drawn.
Very
It
good.
really is.
Very good.
Thank you.
What's your favorite Prince song?
I would probably say "Let's Get Crazy." Let's get nuts.
Anybody else? I love Prince.
Yeah.
Guessing the letter right is worth 5 points, but I'm gonna say guessing a symbol correct is worth 2. So I'll give you 2 points.
Cool.
Akshay, did you happen to win over Vegas the Incorruptible? Ooh,
Damn.
ooh, look at that. And Sarah?
No reason I said damn. Damn. What? What? How
I
did
had
you
D,
both
I
know
crossed
that?
I went through the alphabet in my head. I'm like, I don't remember a J.
It's J. J is the answer.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
I feel smart.
I mean, wow. I guess that's why J is worth so many points in Scrabble, because it's not on the periodic table.
10
Yeah.
maybe.
I did not think anyone was gonna get that, Mike. It's like, oh,
I'll be honest, I'm surprised. I thought that was a pretty tough question. And I think the way you guys did it, or at least Sarah, I don't know, actually I might have just been taking stabs in the dark here, but it seems like you really worked it out. Like you really
Yeah.
figured it out.
Yeah, I did chemistry in college. I remember.
That's right. You're all sciencey and shit.
Sciencey.
I teach my preschoolers the periodic table early, so
Yeah.
that's actually what my musical is about. Did we say that already?
I said it was about abbreviations.
Well,
Like-
abbreviations
Like
on the
abs.
periodic
Like
table.
abs.
Abs.
That's a word.
Abbreviation.
Which is not on the
Absony.
abs is not on the periodic table.
Listen,
Ooh,
if I
absinthe.
beat you by, I'm sure I beat you by more than 3 points, so it's fine.
Very much.
Well, let's
well,
find out who
I
did.
had chips, so I only got two plus 2 on that interaction.
Well, let's see who did beat who. Vegas, let's go from third to first. What do you got?
Oh, thanks for reminding me not to do it backwards again. Akshay, really a pleasure having you with us here. And I'll be honest, I was pulling for you the whole time. But you got 59 points. The fewest point. Well, yeah, you should celebrate because that's still a great result.
9 points.
59. Great job.
Thanks.
Steve Grande. Thanks to a couple times that you cheated, you beat out Akshay with 62 points.
Yeah.
But now, with a much larger 84 points, behold your winner, a Sarah Clemency. You did it.
It's me, yes.
Bow down.
Yes.
Look at you and I bow down to you.
Thank you. Yes, bow to me, bitches. Bow.
She started with sadness. Now she's getting the sass.
I go straight from sad to sass. I'm honored. This is a great honor. Thank you.
Oh, and I hope you have some room in your schedule, Sarah, because we're bringing back all of our winners for a tournament of champions later on. And,
yes, I'm gonna win that too.
Akshay and Steve, when we run out of people, maybe we'll ask you to come back again too.
Great.
I'll wait a few more months, maybe.
We want to thank you guys all for coming out, and congratulations to Sarah. Yeah!
Sarah!
also, thanks to Karen, the N Crowd's artistic director, for running tech for us tonight. You guys can watch her make art live at twitch.tv/karma_art_studio. That's karma_art_studio. Thanks to everybody watching. Wherever you are, we want to wish you health, happiness, and love from the N Crowd. Good night, folks.
Drunk by now, drunk by now, I hope to be drunk by now. I'd fly kite late at night under the mystery of wondrous flight. Then we'd screw in the dew on the grass in the nude. Well, drunk by now, drunk by now, I hope to be drunk by now, drunk by now, drunk by now, I hope to be drunk by now. Every penny for my pocket, Lord, here's a penny for the poor. So won't you sit in your house just to give a little more? Every penny for my pocket, Lord, here's a penny for the poor. So won't you sit in your house just to give a little more, give a little more? Every penny for my pocket, Lord, here's a penny for the poor. So won't you sit in your house just to give a little more? Every penny for my pocket, Lord, here's a penny for the poor. So won't you sit in your heart just to give a little more?
It's all right.